Hey guys, it's Vanessa and welcome back to my channel. So today I want to share a little tip on how I'm using some of the elements from the Illustrated Faith Wildflower kit. This kit comes with some really gorgeous pieces, including the floral stamps. And then as an add-on, we have a Wilna Furstenberg floral stamp set as well, which is absolutely gorgeous. I'm so excited that we have this available. So what I love to do is go in and use these stamps and make custom cards for friends. So the first step is to measure your envelope that you are using. So these are just some leftover envelopes from some Christmas cards. And what I do is I go in and make the width of the card just slightly smaller than the envelope, so of course it will fit. And then I take the height or the length of the envelope and I just double that, so that way I can fold this over and make a card. So using this floral stamp from the Wildflower kit, I'm just going to go in and just create a little pattern paper, just alternating these florals. Now if you'll notice, it didn't start directly on the edge of the piece of paper, and that is so I can kind of shift and move this pattern around, so that way when I cut it out, it does not look exactly identical straight down the card or straight down the page. Now I'm noticing already that this is a little bit busy, but I'm just going to keep going with it and hope that it turns out in the end. So I just went in and remeasured for my envelope, and I'm just cutting off all the excess there. And then once I get all of this trimmed down, I'm just going to go to the halfway mark, which for me is at 4 inches. And I'm just going to go in and just score the middle of this card just to create a little fold here. Now all of this that I've cut away, I can use again as tabbies or as washi. I can sew it into projects, or you'll see here in a minute, I just use some of the leftover pieces, like for this right here, just flip it over and use this to make some more stamp impressions. So now I'm going to reach for those Wilna Furstenberg stamps, which I absolutely love. And then what I want to do is just create a little resting place here for this word I want to use from the Wildflower kit, or the stamps from the kit. So I'm just going to mask off the area of the stamp that I do not want to have an impression of. And then I'm just going to go ahead and ink it up. And make sure that you remove that washi first, because it is pretty saturated in ink. But once I remove this, you see that none of that is inked up, and it gives me a nice clean impression, so that now I can come in with the word prayer and just layer that on top. Now you could leave this the way that it is and it's beautiful, but I really love florals like a lot. So I'm going to go in and do the same technique, only in reverse. So I'm going to mask over the word prayer, and then since I'm such a terrible stamp impressionist, I'm going to cover the bottom portion of the stamp to hopefully increase my chances of success on getting a nice clean impression and matching up those lines, because I'm really, really bad at it. So I'm just going to stamp right over my masked prayer here, so that way whenever I take this off, you can still clearly read the words. And I absolutely love this technique. I can't wait to use this more during this kit, but also in a prayer journal, in your sermon notes, traveler's notebook, on the margins of your Bible, just to list out a prayer. Or if you're praying specifically for a certain person going through a tough time, this would be a beautiful way to kind of illustrate that. So now I'm just going to take some of the Wildflower digital sets, and I've resized them to what I believe will fit onto my card. And I printed mine on sticker paper, so I'm going to go in and attach that down to some cardstock, and I'm going to cut this all at one time to cut down on my cutting time. With that cut out, I now have this beautiful pop of color coming up off the page But my prayer there and the florals, it's just really too much for my eye. So my first attempt to fix this is to go in and just stamp out the word prayer and then to put that on top of these florals. But it is still really busy for me. So I think I'm just going to scrap that idea and start over. And I just wanted to show you that process. Just sometimes it doesn't work out. So just keep going and keep trying. This time I'm just going to take my leftover scraps, and I've just put down a few floral patterns in a couple of places and given myself a lot more white space to work with. And then same process, just cutting it down to the size that I need and then scoring it down the middle to create the fold for the card. And then there you have it. Already, I like it so much better. It really gives my eye a place to rest without taking away from the florals. So now I'm just kind of playing, since there's a couple different options. My boo-boo actually gave me a lot of different options and a pretty pattern paper. So I'm just playing This Is Pretty by itself, or when you layer them together, that would be beautiful at the top of the page, or just to list some prayers. But what I'm actually going to do is just go with that color floral, and I'm adding some foam stickers to give a little dimension on the page, and then I'm going to take my glue runner and attach the prayer to my florals. Now I'm not going to attach this yet because I do need to go in there and write out my letter to my friend. So now I'm just going to go and head to the envelope, and I'm taking some more of these Wilna Furstenberg stamps. And I'm just going to create a little hand-drawn box here for my friend's address to go. It's a beautiful way to customize even the outside on the envelope. And who doesn't like to get pretty happy mail? So I also love decorating the back of envelopes because it's just fun. And these are florals, and I just love florals. So I'm going to go in and just tuck a piece of scrap paper into the envelope to cut back on some of the impression or chances of bleed through. And I make a little mistake, but no worries, I'm going to fix that with some more impressions. What I've done is just taken some more of those Wilma stamps and just turn them to the side to create this cascade of just wildflower florals coming down off the back of the envelope. And it's so pretty when you close it. You have all those just peeking through. So then I'll just go in on the back here with my return address, and there you have it. You have created a custom card for a sweet friend to pop in the mail, or some pretty pattern paper. So that's going to do it for me today, guys. Thanks for watching.